Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to 2 Point Museum, where today we start in on our final task. Something bad happened to the old curator at the the museum in Pointy Mountains, and maybe it's time for somebody to figure out what that is. And maybe it'll even be us. I'm a little afraid of a The Thing kind of situation, seeing what we've got here, but it'll probably be fine. Everybody just keep an eye on the exhibits, and if they move,
Breaking
just
news
say
now
something.
on the story of the former curator of the 2 Point Museum, who vanished mysteriously just before its meteoric rise into relevancy. Remember? It seems the curator had ventured to the Pointy Mountains with the hope of finding a legendary artifact to help turn around the museum's failing fortunes. I'm sure they'll be pleased to know that the trip worked out, for the most part.
Well, unless I'm the artifact, I don't think that's really what happened.
Attention. Cheese board
Right.
is not.
I have a confession to make. It seems the old curator left me a note detailing the plans of a secret expedition to the Pointy Mountains. When I lost the note, I made it all a lot more secret than he had intended. When he vanished, we assumed it was intentional, but there you go. That's what brings us here to the top of 2 Point County. If the old curator is anywhere, then it's here. Probably. Find your predecessor and cement your legacy. This could be your greatest expedition yet. But, as we're here in secret, we don't have the usual startup fund from the Department of Culture. I'm sure you can figure something out. Oh, really? Okay. So I have 2 helicopters and 0 money. Well, I guess what we will do is take out a loan. The Loans tab on the Finances menu. Loans can be a valuable tool for funding a museum, but they incur monthly repayments. I didn't even know that this was a thing. Finances. Well, what do you know? I'm pretty sure at some point I was like, hey, I wish there was a more detailed way to break stuff down. Okay, so we can take out a $100,000 loan from the 2 Point Bank. I can dial these values down, but it doesn't change the interest at all. Interesting. Okay. Or up to 200, or up to 350,000 if we're willing to pay back 5%, 6,600 per month for 60 months. What does it cost to build a good museum? They've let us start with two helicopters. So I feel like that's probably like the biggest cost in getting a museum, to the point where I consider it to be really functional, is buying that second helicopter. If we've gotten to start with that, I am wondering if we need to go hard like this. I feel like 100,000 is, well, hold on a second. So the building itself obviously is going to cost something. It's $100 per tile. And then we're going to need, like, at the very least, you need a staff room, which is going to cost, all the stuff in the staff room is a quarter of that money by itself. You need a bathroom, and this is a vast underestimation. Each toilet is $1,000, if I remember correctly. You don't necessarily have to start with a cafeteria or really any of the rest of this stuff. A workshop's nice to have, an analysis room's nice to have, but you don't need any of it right at the beginning. A gift shop to help recoup, I'm sure there's lots of other plots available here, but you don't need any of that to start with either. Wow, they really let you build out, huh? That is an impressive amount of space. Okay. It feels to me like the small loan is going to be sufficient. We're going to try. Excellent. Money makes running a business a great deal easier. You know what else would help? A building. I'm cold. Are you cold? Yeah. Let's get on it. So, we'll just start at the corner of the property, yeah? Except not the very corner of the property, because the doors are always weird, right? So if we were to start with, let me just put this down just so that I can see what the door looks like. Okay, so they will let me build a door that extends off the edge. Actually, then, if I were to build out all the way like this, okay, well, yeah, we can put an entrance on the very edge of the property. Then I think we probably will. May as well grab that space. So, I mean, what I'm thinking here is just like crafting a U shape, basically. But obviously with a partition. So we want to just buy a big square, a big rectangle. And entrances don't even cost anything. So we're not going to have a lot of space to fill initially. We're going to need a ticket counter, of course. I don't know why we have this fortune teller themed ticket counter. We've never used it. It doesn't seem appropriate here either. But I kind of want to, like, because we've never used it, I kind of want to, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's probably on theme with, we could theme the opening area in a kind of a weird fantasy sort of way. We have not finished the fantasy map. There's still a lot to explore actually on the fantasy map, I think. So I do kind of want to push for the fantasy theme. I will say I don't think that's the shortest or the cheapest theme to start up with, because obviously you need a variety of adventurers, but you know, maybe that's exactly what we do. Maybe we make the front area fantasy themed. All right. With a base camp established on the Pointy Mountains, we're one step closer to finding the old curator. Now to keep the place running and pay off those pesky loans. We should probably make some money the only way we know how. You got one skill, right? So we're going to hire gluttonous, family unfriendly. There you go. That's our winner, Brad Flog. Work that ticket booth, friend. And then we're gonna need fantasy experts. Now, they won't be the only ones. What do we want to start with? Let me go have a look at our... That's the wrong map. Let me go have a look at our exhibit map. So there's still some stuff that we don't even have open, and I would like to make a minor goal of this museum opening up the rest of the maps. I certainly do want to have some prehistoric stuff and some space stuff because, like I said, I'm very curious. We probably don't need a lot of space experts, but I'm very, very curious about trying to power the rest of the ancient anomalies because they're weird. There's still... Well, actually, we've cleared more of the fantasy map than I thought. But there's cool fantasy stuff to be had, certainly. And then... We have this map all the way revealed. Have a training room with a level 5 decoration rating is a funny unlock requirement. Activate buzz bonuses on 15 tropical fish. Ten Wetlantian artifacts. But we have revealed the entire map, at least. Bungo Burrows, we definitely revealed everything. I feel like this is the one we were most thorough on. Space, we've revealed everything. In the Digiverse, we've revealed everything there is to have right now. I really like the weird, like, dual layer parallax scrolling thing they're doing here, though, I have to say. Yeah, so the fantasy map and then, like, the fantasy map and the Bone Belt, I think, are maybe going to be very significant focuses. So I'm saying all that just to try to figure out, like, who's getting recruited here. And I think the answer is none of these people are an immediate leap from me. Let's advertise some fantasy jobs. We're going to get 3 applicants and probably hire all 3 of them. Then we're going to need at least one janitor and at least one security guard to collect money. Jezebel Binge, who has a photographic memory and is robust, or Titus Kunk, the great loyal Titus Kunk. Okay. At the moment, this is probably all we need building-wise. And I guess I can throw a back door on just to make it easier to get to the helicopter. But for right now, I don't really want to do anything too fancy because I don't want to have to pay. Oh, right. I don't want to have to pay too much in terms of repayments on that loan. I guess let me let time run forward a little bit while we're doing this. There are some things we do need to do. There's going to have to be a bathroom, and I'm going to put it like pretty close to the entrance. It doesn't need to be huge at first, and this is a room that definitely can cost you some money. Let me think here. If I want to do, like, let's say I do like this design. I know that this is, like, it's a little bit space inefficient, and technically you don't need a sink for every toilet. The sinks are just decoration. I don't think you need sinks at all, actually. But it would bother me a lot if there weren't sinks. So, and we're going to go for some just normal metal bins right now. Look at the savings. People love a little bit of decoration in the bathroom. Just some funny posters about remembering to wash your hands and not be horribly gross. I don't know why this toilet paper is so haunted, but there you go. Decoration level 3. Okay. And we're going to need a staff room, which actually, let me, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick this room up and move it down slightly. I'm going to put the staff room right here. Because there's no reason that the guests need access to the rear door, actually. And for the moment, we'll make it a very small and simple staff room because this shit's expensive. The bandage box is tremendously expensive. That said, we definitely do want to make sure people have basic amenities because our employees do need to be able to recover basic amenity stuff. And then we will we'll expand this room over time. If the door can't go, no. Yeah, all right, that's fine. We'll just leave it like that for a moment. That's a room that is destined to be expanded, but for right now, we've got our start.
Hi, I'm Haley Von Trowell,
Aaron
and
Pumps
this is Digging Deeper, the show about aliens,
is likely to
science,
get hired?
archaeology, and
Somewhat.
thieving anomalies. Let's kick things off with a question from Christian Nominomsky, who asks,
Okay, so we got a wizard who has piloting skill for some reason. He also's got the plus luck skill alchemist. We've got a barbarian from the Fire Clan who is immune to curses and also has bonus luck. I'm hiring all three of you. And then of course, there is Tunisia quest log. It's important to have your quest log with you. A scout. Toilet comfort doesn't decay. Interesting. Not going to ask a lot of questions. And also, hey, look at all this bonus luck. I can't help but note that increases luck is still showing as 1 luck. I guess that must be applied. The values you see here are like base stats. Oh, nope, now it's showing. Okay, whatever. And with that, let us go forth and get some expeditioning done. So these ones are going to have to get leveled up, right? We're gonna need to take on some of the lower level fantasy expeditions. In part just because we can't, we're not going to be able to necessarily meet the safe requirements of some of the later ones, and we do need to pull up our good, loot. We do need to pull up some of this loot. So let's, maybe jump in here. Somebody with 3 strength and 5 luck. Do we have such a combination? Indeed. The barbarian's on top of it. Take your XP journal. Get me something cool. You can take the other 2 fantasy experts back to here. 8 luck between them, it turns out. Look at the character development on offer. XP journal. Give me some stuff. Okay, this is how it begins. Here's hoping I have not overextended us. I think we're going to be okay.
Carvings depicting humans and carnivorous
Really?
dinosaurs
The front door, everyone?
cohabiting
Are you
in
sure?
caves
Because the thing is right.
suggest that
It's
these dinos were actually
basically a straight line from where you were standing already.
rather than terrifying predators.
Okay. It's
To
possible
answer
that
your
they're not too
question,
sharp.
Christian, here's Professor Hamish Curlybanks
Okay.
from Pebbly Frog Sanctuary. Professor.
Hello, Haley. It's an interesting question, but I'm personally not convinced by these paintings. I mean, can you imagine a fully grown Nibbledon squatting over a tray of sawdust when it needs to go? Me neither.
An enduring image, Professor. Thanks for your valuable insights. Now, time for a tune.
Maybe this is premature, but it is a way of making money, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and set up our gift shop here. Unfortunately, the gift shop is a thing that does require an assistant to run. We're gonna start with a cool fantasy onesie thing. I kind of want to run a lot of different. I'm hoping to have a variety of like a really wide variety of different things for sale, or different exhibit types, and maybe we can get all of the onesies. Wouldn't that be fun? For right now, it's gonna be a fantasy museum. We're gonna build up into the other stuff. All right, let's stop there for now. I don't know for sure that we will have people working, but I don't know for sure that the people will buy, but I'm going to give them the opportunity. All right, your face smells great. Work in the gift shop for a bit. I guess I could have waited until people came back with actual exhibits, because that's when the guests are going to start showing up.
May vary from pristine to
It's fine.
rubbish.
So we'll get some levels building up. Start getting stats available, and of course get our initial exhibits tucked into these into this little corner. And if we're lucky, we shouldn't need to take out another loan. If we're lucky, we'll see. I think I've cut it a little close, if I'm honest. Also, good news. This is stuff that we have some knowledge about already, which is cool. So, place exhibit. We're going to be a little careful with our decorations at first as well.
Attention, the expedition team have returned. Good for them.
Let's open the doors and see who shows up. And if we do have to take another loan, obviously, it's not the biggest problem in the world. Oh, this is just a thing we've never seen before. Does milk and 2 sugars count as 3 separate wishes? Ask the tea genie inside. I'm a little surprised that we got such a low quality exhibit, but, you know, we'll deal with that, I guess. Let's get some more runs out here. So that's an $8,000. This is only a $5,000 expedition. Our barbarian can handle it, and you know, honestly, maybe I need to send him out with the handbook until we start making some money. Yeah, I probably overdid it. We probably are going to end up having to take a second loan. I could have waited on some stuff here. Oh, I did a silly thing. I built this here for good reason. Then I, whatever, it's fine. The back door doesn't need to be accessible right at this moment, I guess. It cost me $0 to put it up, so if we don't have access to it, then we're not losing anything. Display 3 exhibits. I sure would love to sell some tickets. Oh, hello now. Okay, the local Yeti population's showing up. We'll have to get some of that prehistoric stuff they like. Okay, and the fantasy statue, of course, is a multi-piece. All right, y'all, please enjoy the museum. Hooray, income.
Fantastical guests are reminded to set their expectations to ordinary.
Look at the buzz. Look at all the buzz he's accumulating. Now, obviously, we are going to need to set up some decorations and stuff. Yeah, I probably am going to have to take one more loan, which is unfortunately going to put us in a bit of an awkward spot repayment-wise, because we're going to have to be paying on both of the loans at the same time. But yeah, I just ran us too low. All right, well, that's fine. It is how it is. We can't take another loan from the same bank, so I guess we're taking a loan from Swindles. We probably don't need the maximum loan. I'm gonna take the minimum loan from Swindles. This is still a lot of money to work with. And then should we just pay off the 2-point bank loan immediately? You know what? Yeah. So now we're just in here for that, and we have 84,000 to work with, and that should be totally fine. We lost our prehistoric guy. Well, then let me toss this. Let's be space efficient, shall we? Oops, not you. I'm trying to pick this thing up. Just think they should be next to each other. All right, we're getting some pretty low ratings so far, but it's to be expected. Let us continue running these two sites for a little while longer. It works out actually really well that our stats match up the way they do. And at some point we will build a workshop and survey scanners and stuff. But honestly, a lot of our sites are already pretty surveyed.
Hotspot for unexplained disappearances.
Okay, we got a family coming in. That's pretty good news.
To their sun loungers to find their belongings had been swallowed by the thieving phenomenon. The group found that its clothes, A set of car keys and a basket of egg sandwiches had vanished
Should
into
I?
thin air. Witnesses dressed in ill-fitting garments
They're
later
expensive.
confirmed they'd seen the items disappear, but were unavailable for further comment after driving off at speed in a family saloon while munching pungent snacks. That's a real head-scratcher.
Alright, it's expensive, but I'm doing it. Because it is also going to help us make money, right? So... we currently have one janitor. Willow does not have any skills. But do you have to have workshop skill? I can't remember. Some things it's like you have to have the skill, and some things it just makes you better at working in the place. We'll go for, I think, the classic realization station here. Cue that up. And out of curiosity, no, we don't have any assistants who have the correct skills. So, I mean, I could build a training... maybe I should just build a training room. You know? Maybe. Alright. Let me edit a building. I'll put this over here for a second. If we move this back to... Alright, purchasing raw building space is not very expensive. These back to here. Okay, there we go. That works there. And then if I move this to here, so we still have a back door. Actually, an exhibit analysis rooms are 4x4, aren't they? Wait, sorry, not that. Wait, no, not an analysis room. A training room. Training rooms don't have to be 4x4. What am I talking about? Well, I mean, I was talking about analysis rooms, obviously. Training room's not so expensive. Especially if we don't outfit it for double training right away. Although, honestly, the outfitting it for double training isn't even very expensive. You gotta have a place to put the book back. That can be down in this corner. Yeah, it's only 1,500 to put the other training seat in. And traditionally, we've had good payout from that. I think there's probably not enough room to seat this anywhere. No, not quite. I wonder, can I turn this and have it still work, or do they? Okay, no, the use zones do not preclude each other, which means I can put this here and it doesn't block the door. Throw some shit on the walls. Wow. It does increase training speed, is the only reason I was thinking about it. Let's throw... workshop skills onto Willow.
Ask that you open your mind and close your mouth.
Okay. A worse version of the Fool's Gold. I was hoping for a better version. You do not get as much value from displaying multiples of the same thing.
We now know more.
So obviously, I'm really hoping to get more of the fantasy statue. But I would love to see the Fool's Gold in pristine condition. That would be lovely. You can make it happen. And these guys are getting their levels up, and we're getting... There we go. A three-handed greatsword. Pretty solid.
Even for thorough investigation, they may be some time.
Okay, we'll make ourselves a little corner here. And we can start decorating, which will give us a little bit more buzz. Certainly, like, it's pretty cheap to lay some stuff down. A little blacksmith column. Okay, come on now. Little pop-ups saying buzz increased and decreased are actually disrupting my ability to place things. All right, not bad, not bad. The local museum is doing well with the local Yeti community. But all in all, the foot traffic up here is a lot less than what we're used to. A fledgling facility like ours needs an influx of funds. Yep, okay, curate up some money for the museum. Listen, I'm trying. I also hate that when you get a little pop-up like that, it does unhandle whatever object you have in your hand. Totally unnecessary. All right, what are our buzz bonuses here? Blacksmith column, fantasy double banner, merchant barrel. Not that I necessarily think this thing's sticking around. I will put up a fantasy double banner, though, right here, just kind of announcing the area. You get a lot of... what do you call it? You get a lot of decoration rating from the banners, it seems like. Okay, has that got everything at 5? No, these ones over here could use one or two more things. So put down like a pot. Okay. Everything's at level 3. The gift shop is potentially earning money. You can accept sponsorship offers from the sponsorship tab on this finances menu. This is a thing that's been available to me the whole time. It's wild how much they don't mention this. Okay, the Mudbury Festival, the county's biggest music festival, would like to promote itself at the museum and remind people that it's so much more than rivers of mud and too many hot dogs. Also, Holistics want to promote their totally natural 2-in-1 perfume and engine coolant. Made with expensive bark, the skins of putrid juniper berries, and 18 other genuinely ridiculous ingredients. They say if it's burning your nostrils, it's already too late. So this will, in fact, decrease happiness. But the pay is significant. All right, a Mudbury Festival sign, we can make this work. Throw that right up there. If we decorate around it, we'll get better buzz from it. Do I also want to take the other one? It's a pretty decent monthly payout. All right, I'm going to keep it away from the other exhibits. It can go near the sign. So, do these care particularly? They don't have specific buzz bonuses. All right, as far as decorations go, there's not really an idea of like general stuff. I'm trying to think, what is the most kind of... No, okay, there's general. There's a general tab. It is full of botany things and just kind of like pillars. General museum columns. You know, like you might see in a museum or something. Something's got to keep the roof off the floor. May as well be this. Am I crazy? Is that not in line? Oh no, okay, it's kind of in line. Hold on. Are you, your problem is you're unreachable? Yeah, I'm trying to spread these out a little bit more then. Okay, that's got a fair amount of the job done. Put down some leafy plants near the bathroom, and that'll affect these two. Okay, just kind of general stuff. And then pumpkins, autumn lanterns. It's not really like the most appropriate thing to, just a general wall clock. What about a wall clock? It's a little bit of decoration, I guess. And then, okay, lots of weird little plants. And I just can't believe, I cannot believe that there's this whole, I have used and looked at every other button on this toolbar, I'm pretty sure, and I just never clicked the one that looked like a dollar sign. You know, because I've never had any problems with money, right? I don't know. You can never really go wrong with like a jack-o'-lantern. Everybody loves a jack-o'-lantern. Okay.
Holistics took roughly 20 of the most expensive ingredients on the market and said, hey, what's not to like? With
These
that
things
many
do get
ingredients,
knowledge.
It's bound to help you. The whole you, any way you want. It's a fragrance. It's a...
I would strongly recommend against putting the holistics anywhere on your body. That's my personal take.
It's a holistics lifestyle.
Guests are reminded to act like you're reading. No one likes an idiot.
Okay, yep, these guys seem to be wafting away from their noses. We have made a very stinky area of the museum. Perhaps not totally ideal. All right, let's keep trying to get that statue together.
The expedition team.
And we'll be getting on to some new stuff soon enough. You know, we're earning money. We're actually making a pretty decent monthly profit now. The cash coming in from the sponsorships is good. Oh, when I moved this, it must have deleted the order for the realization station. Actually, did our janitor... Okay, our janitor did get trained. And yes, that one is required to work in the workshop. Okay. So yeah, that'll be good for the kids. What are people giving us right now? Environment's good. Happiness is fine. Buzz and knowledge are very low because there's just not a lot of stuff at the museum yet. No big surprises there. Mordred has hit level 3. We cannot catch a break on this.
Announcement. Donations are voluntary. You wouldn't know it, but they are.
Yeah, but I think the sponsored content is what's keeping us afloat for the moment. As grim as that reality is. Okay, feeling a lot better about that.
Pristine exhibits will receive the same treatment.
Okay, I'm going to not display 3 of these, which I think means we're selling this one. It's not a bad amount of money, actually, because there's no point. We can't throw them in the knowledge zone. This I might. Yeah, let me just grab that out too. We will put the pristine one in its place, of course. Happy to have it. Does this have a different buzz bonus that we need to worry about. It needs another pristine fantasy exhibit nearby. That is something that we are certainly hoping will happen sometime soon. But okay, selling off exhibits, not a horrible way to make the cash either, actually. Out of curiosity, that would sell for 5,500. I mean, I would rather put that one into the knowledge machine.
Goblins are reminded to resist the urge.
Okay, please come back with more pristine stuff.
Sure you'll need it.
I was about to do something. I was about to place the realization station. Here we go. Just a place for the kiddies to jump in and have some fun. A tour probably will make sense once we have at least a couple of pristine pieces. Or honestly, maybe even before then. But right now, we rarely have an expert in the museum for very long. So, kind of hard to imagine that the tours will ever run. So, do I determine when we're done with the sponsorship period, or
Fantasy. How was the flight, you fools?
I don't know. I'm certainly not going to terminate it anytime soon. It seems like we're really getting some good value out of that.
Announcement.
All right,
Stolen exhibit.
that completes that, which should
No one takes
buzz you
our
up.
stuff.
We're already getting thieves apparently, but our one security guard has managed to watch the only place that there is anything of value. Okay, we can have an extra one of these for the knowledge machine.
The expedition team are back in reality.
All right, fantastic. Most things in the Pointy Mountains are precarious, but the museum isn't one of them. Well, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say that. Yes, the Yetis seem to have been enjoying themselves, and there isn't too much on offer up here for those lovable furballs, so let's return on their investment and make this place the kind of museum you're known for. Buy 2 ambience speakers. Oh yeah, this is a thing I haven't been doing too much of, but I did see these. So, we can place these strategically and dial them to a particular kind of audio. And then they'll increase buzz for things of that type in the area. Now that's more like it. This place is really starting to look like you. I mean, oh, you know what I mean. The museum's success has attracted the interest of the Bigfoot Foundation, a Yeti organization that supports the Pointy Mountains. You know, it couldn't hurt to form a partnership. Okay, so I gotta run a tour. We gotta reach museum level 10. That's just more exhibits. We have to average monthly profit of 8,000, which is not where we're at. So this is just continue to build up, basically. All right, guest buzz from fantasy exhibits up with this ambience speaker. Now, it would be nice to have an analysis room. And I certainly could make it happen. The initial analysis machine's like quite expensive though, right? Yeah, it's like 30K. Okay. So when I say I could make it happen, I don't mean right this second, apparently. So we've still never seen the Fool's Gold thing at Pristine. And we do not have full knowledge, I don't think, on the bird statue. So I'm going to continue sending Mordred Slime out here. Yeah, we could take one point of knowledge there.
Spirit medium Zuzu Bridal.
Over here, there's only 2 items, and we have one of them at Pristine already, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if we didn't get the other one. And then we can head up this way. In the humid wetlands by the Great Lake, there stands a sacred shrine. Its magic defenses and hard-to-reach location have sparked legends that there must be something really great inside. I mean, there must be, right? So somehow, yeah, this is just the thing that we never, ever interacted with. It would be great for somebody to have. This is the restoration skill. And also just kind of stats in general. So you have 10 intelligence, but only 1 strength. I mean, the way it's statted, it looks like it's designed for you to go wizard and barbarian, right? But I don't think our barbarian, I mean, first of all, our barbarian's busy right now. But secondly, I don't think our barbarian has 14 strength. But also, I don't think we've spent the money necessary to, or the skill points from leveling up.
Live on air.
Speaking of spending money, though.
The voices are starting to come through. Does the name Jerry mean
$7,500
anything
bucks.
to you?
All right, just do it.
No.
Jerry?
Oh, we're having a problem. Something looks like a chest and talks like it's chest, and it's probably a... Wait, why is it talking? Do chests normally talk? Ooh, I don't know what draconic wisdom is. I think our barbarian is up to the task of fighting this chest. Nope, didn't work out. Broken face.
Not really.
They're a barbarian, you know? It's like
Yes.
Aha!
violence is like their whole thing.
Wait, your father?
Nope.
Brother?
Oh, there's the
Goldfish.
the tea genie.
Say goldfish.
Of course you
Interesting
are.
that he comes out the door here instead of coming out the... I figured he would come out the spout, you know?
But he's still alive.
Well, he won't be for long if you don't feed him soon.
Thanks, Zuzu. And for those of you who want to be similarly underwhelmed,
So let's take a look here at exactly what's coming in. Like where are we killing it? The sponsorships are most of our income. Ticket sales are slow. Gift shop sales are doing better. This is monthly donations, which are only a little bit above the gift shop sales. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with the
Not for sale, but I am willing to hear an
with the lack of exhibits. Just a sort of a smallish number in total. All right, finally.
The expedition is leaving.
It's wild how long that took. All right, sir, I'm sorry. I'm just going to dislodge you here. You're going to be so much more impressed with this big chest. And then again, I think that probably just means we're selling this one, probably that one too. I guess I'm not in a huge hurry. Although, selling these does get me closer to my analysis room, which is a good thing for us to have. It's maybe not the most immediate concern. I think I'm going to send the barbarian out on that one more time. This is just fingers crossed. Hope we get statue. Oh, no, I'm not, in fact. And nobody else has... Well, you have the strength, but not quite the luck. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. It's just XP that we're missing. It's not going to damage the quality of the event. But I guess, actually, I'm trying to get this done relatively quickly. So maybe just go normal safe. And it is time to run a tour.
Try and learn something before finding somewhere to sit down.
Does that really not have a 4-star
The
rating?
expedition team are departing now.
That's wild.
So glad that I don't have to go.
All right, so do all of our... No, our people do not all have skills. I guess I shouldn't interrupt injury treatment. I'm a little worried that if I put on the training thing, they'll jump out of the bandage box right away, and we definitely want them to get finished. Okay. 4-star rating, apparently harder to achieve than I thought. Okay, perfect. So we shouldn't need to go back to that node again. Got everything that we can want from there. Maximum knowledge value and at pristine. So, is it time to start sending people up to here? Well, the barbarian's face is still broken. We should probably wait on them. Probably wait on that.
But if you don't seem interested, you probably seem stupid.
I'm seeing, I'm seeing a number of guests, kids with very low energy. I mean, we could put down a place to sit down. It does seem to be universally children running out of energy. All right, well, presumably we are going to get more exhibits in at some point. So I don't want to put these too all over the walls, but we can certainly, like, in places like that, provide some seating. So I'm going to give this barbarian rapid restoration, I think. It's a weird skill, and it's not one of the skills that gives bonus stats, but it does have some utility, and then also it's just nice to have it in the museum.
Anyone feeling thirsty should drink some water. It's okay.
Do we want
I'll
to
wait.
also train our rogue in potions? I feel like potion stuff ends up being valuable. And also, it would be nice to be able to make potions. We're going to need to make potions, I'm sure, at some point. But even before we need to, it's just, a reliable way to have some extra stats or whatever available. All right, so the rogue and the barbarian will take some time to really study together, form a little study group, while the wizard basically just gives guided tours and is lonely and sad. Okay, doesn't actually take very long for trainings to occur. So, if we go here, and we get our Scorched Earth expert, and we are short 1 intelligence and 4 strength. Oh, no, that's because I didn't, hold on. No, yeah, they're equipped correctly. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Shoot.
They may never
Cancel.
come back.
What I meant to do was go to them and spend some of their level up points. Turns out you are going to need 1 intelligence. And Mordred's not going to get there even with the bonus intelligence. Do we have the ability to make strength potions? Yeah, they're not terribly expensive. I'm not going to be able to get our sitting strength high enough to take that on anyway,
Here we go.
but
Breaking
each strength
news.
costing
A new piece of
10,000
tech
is,
set to allow people to instantly
is definitely making me nervous. I think maybe we'll just go ahead and do it like this. These guys are going to rob us, and I'm not going to be able to stop them. And since this is a node we've never been to before, I think it definitely behooves us to bring the survey scope. Yeah, that's annoying, but we'll live. And we're guaranteed to get the perfect excavation, thanks to the detailed,
and communicate in exciting new ways.
what do you call it? The
Ross
detailed
have
expedition.
postulated this could be a new type of library where conversations are encouraged, Others have
Hester
suggested the wealth of
Docus
information the
Higginbottom.
technology will provide.
You know what?
will
I'm going to
fuel
hire
a
you
newfound thirst for
because we
knowledge
are
in
going to
today's
go
youth.
get
Fears spread by so-called
prehistoric
doom
events.
mongers that the tech could lead to the creation of a
I know I keep cutting off the radio ladies jokes, but like we got stuff to do. We're gonna need botany experts as well, but that can wait a little while. What I would like to do, because the Yeti
full of
guests
human discourse and an
generally have knowledge-based stuff, but sometimes they have perfect visit stuff that involves seeing a certain number of cold. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I thought some Yetis had a dream visit requirement of seeing a certain number of frozen finds. I mean, their favorite subject is frozen finds. I don't know how their favorite subject interacts with their mechanics. Maybe they donate more. But for now, I think I'd like to have our new person go out and find some frozen stuff for the Yetis. Frozen fridges, cave people, and beehives. Pretty cool dinosaur bones. You know, this is probably not bad. How expensive are these? 13K, 7,500. Oh, this one's pretty harsh. If we sent you and you, we'd want to send also, we have to send somebody who has piloting skill, and we do have the ability to train that in. An assistant who doesn't have a skill yet. Okay.
misleading content have been dismissed by lobbyists as unsubstantiated hysteria.
All right, hopefully we'll be able to
tends to
bank
be
up some
called-
cash here.
Wait, this has already been invented. Give me strength. Well, that's all for today. You've been very patient.
Frequently asked questions.
I do enjoy the announcer.
Thank you.
So we're starting to see already. We're getting up into like the middle area on guest
The
reviews,
expedition team are departing now. I'm always so glad that
which
I
is
know
great
how to
news because
go.
we have so much stuff that we still need to do before we're even like doing reasonably well. How long? It's January of year 2. It is going to take us a minute to pay off that loan for sure. All right, show me something inarguably really cool.
I have a good
All right, got robbed, but we got the perfect exhibition, perfect exhibit. It's a devilish door. These temperamental doors use logic, riddles, and wordplay in place of a lock and key. Doesn't seem to go anywhere, but you know what it is pristine. And it has bonus knowledge on it.
feeling about this one.
No, it's still cannon fodder, right? Cannon fodder parentheses fantasy. So, wants to be near a blacksmith column. If I move this blacksmith column up, I can probably keep it accessible to everybody without even having to build a new one. And we can extend the tour over another pristine object there. Nice. Okay, all we have to do now is continue adding. And I think we have some decent plans for how to do that, but you know what? Maybe this is a good place to just call it for the day. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I think we've gotten ourselves a little bit of a toehold here. So my next plan is going to be to push the back wall of the museum toward the back of the property, move some of those rooms back, create space for a Frozen Finds themed area, And then I've already forgotten what our other goals are, but we will pursue them from then with a very Yeti-friendly exhibit to thank them for all of their loyal patronage. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.